Hello everyone, my name is Dana Carter and this is Heather, and today we are going to be going through a short reformer practice. You will need your box today if you have a reformer box, and let's get started. So you can go ahead and go on to double leg footwork spring, so I'll get you to lie down, headrest up or down. So for those of you at home, 2 red spring or higher is probably good. 2 red and a blue, 2 red and a white. If you don't go by those colors, just think 2 heavy spring or higher. That's usually about right. So placing your feet onto the bar, and you want your toes curled on that bar a little bit, and then send your feet tight together as feels good for your ankles. You don't want to press them, but find that connection of that inner thigh line, okay? Do a little pelvic rock. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch, and just do that a few times. Notice your neck and head position. If you're feeling like your head is lifted, you might need to adjust your headrest. And then try and relax your shoulders down. Good. Find a position where you're slightly tipped back, where you feel supported, and then tighten your waist like you're tightening a belt from hip to hip. Inhale into your ribs, nice big breath. And then exhale, push that carriage out, all the way out. Straight legs, inhale, come back in, and repeat. So the goal is that you're controlling the spring on the return. So nice and smooth, controlling that return, and press back out. Good. Feel that deep hugging in of your waist. And for some people, it can help to push their arms into the mat bed in order to feel broader across collarbone. Now that being said, if you have a lot of neck tension, that can actually go the other way. So practice that, push your arms down, and if that helps you stay wider and doesn't create neck tension, that might be a method for you. Good, last 3, and 2, perfect, 1 more. And then same tight parallel, switch to your heels on the bar. So once your heels are on the bar, flex back at the ankle, and again, inhale, prepare, nice big breath. Exhale, push the carriage bed all the way out, and then bring it back. Yes, and then push the carriage bed out and bring it back. So just know at home, if you started on a spring, you're like, ugh, I'm regretting this choice, you can absolutely get up and change it. You wanna make sure the spring choice feels good for you. A little bit of a challenge, but you're not straining after the first 10 repetitions. Great. So your back is staying very stable as you do this, breathing into the sides, the front and back as well. We're human and connected, but really focusing on that expansive lateral breath. And let's go for a couple more. Still on your heels, parallel. And last one. When that last one is done, slide your feet as wide as the foot bar, possibly, but at least as wide as your shoulders. Good. Turn your toes out or parallel if that works better for your body. Bring it back in nice and slow, and then press back out all the way out. Yes. And don't be afraid to change your foot position a little more narrow, a little more wide. Find your sweet spot on the bar. Pushing right through your heel, flexing through the ankle gently. And you got 6, 5, 4, well done, 3, 2, final one. Bring it all the way back in. Slide your feet back to parallel, but keep them separate an inch or 2, and go low enough you can curl your toes on the bar. Great. A little bit of a lift to your heels now, activating more calf. Press the carriage out. Yes, and then all the way back in, aiming to keep your heel at a consistent height as you go. Well done. Like a little birdie on a wire, holding on with your toes. Perfect. For 4, 3, 2, keep breathing, keep going. Last one, when you get to the top, hold the position, but keep breathing smoothly. As soon as you understand the instruction, add it. So both heels go underneath the bar like a calf stretch. Could be an inch, could be significantly more, and then lift your heels back up, and then do it again. Wrap slow, lift slow. Yes, wrap slow. And then pay attention as you do that, continue. But where the pressure is through the ball of your foot. Try and feel like it's relatively even through the ball of your foot as you wrap and lift. So there's not a big turn out or turn in. Good. 1 more. Lift it up. Now bend your right knee, left heel goes under the bar like you're running on the spot, neither foot off the bar, and then switch smoothly to the other side. Nice. Well done. Heather's doing an absolutely brilliant job of keeping her heel right underneath the center of her foot. So no turn in, no turn out. And that is the goal at home, that you're keeping your foot in that nice, clean, parallel position as you go. Great job, Heather. And let's go for 4. Nice big wrap. You should feel a stretch. This is one of my personal faves. Yes. And then make yourself even. 1 more each foot. Yep. And all the way back. Good. Bring the carriage back in. Fabulous. All right. Come on up off of your bed. Now you could teaser your way off or just come off like a reasonable human. Your call. Oh, she's game. I love it. Roll it up. Woo, good. And turn. Beautiful. All right. So from there, let's do a half spring. So a relatively light setting. Up to a quarter spring, so whichever one works better in your body. So you want this to be a lighter spring setting. If you were doing this on a classical machine and you only had heavy springs, you might have to move the range and make it a little bit smaller. All right, so let's grab the dowel. We're gonna do some rotations here. Take the dowel through your loop, and Heather, I'll get you to grab one hand above and one hand below. Good, 45 to the machine. That's it. And then lift your elbows up like you're holding onto a big beach ball. I was gonna say wine barrel. I don't know. Could be either. And when you're ready, hips are squared. Now, without moving your hips, can you twist gently from above the hip line and rotate towards the foot bar? You might go an inch or 2. And if it feels like too much, scooch a little closer to the frame, right? Good. And then do it again. Exhale, rotate. Imagine you're growing taller as you twist. Brilliant. And then back. Twisting at the waist, keeping the hips still. Perfect, you got 4. Now the other reason we want this light is because there will be a balance challenge. Good. So imagine I'm holding your hips and you're twisting from above that line. Last couple. So good. And one more if you can. Squeak it out there. She's like, you said 5, and then bring it back. Now, one hand on either side, flip that dowel so that it is level to the floor. You got it. And walk back a little bit. Perfect. Separate your feet to hip distance. And from that position, squat down about halfway. Yep. And then pull that in towards your chest. Nice. Now, can you get a little more weight into your heels? Tighten your waist and a little more weight like you're trying to do a camping squat, if you get my drift. Yep. Ah, there we go. You got it. And let's go for 3 more. Find a depth that works for you. 3. Staying in as deep as a squat as you can for 2. And 1. Stand up straight when the bar comes up. Arms straight, and then hinge forward from your hip. Bring that bar down and slide your left leg back behind you. Hinged at the hip, almost like a T position. Keep your toe down for now. Great. Now pull that bar in towards your right thigh. Good, back forward, nicely done, and back. Now, if you're working on balance or you're hypermobile like Heather is, then you might choose to keep your foot on the floor. That way you're really focusing on stabilizing through your joints. If that wasn't something that you're working on, maybe you lift your leg as the bar comes in. I'm not suggesting you do that, Heather, today. You can leave your foot on the floor. But you could lift it at home if you were feeling really stable. Good. Oh, she took it. Oh, I love it. Yes. And last one. Brilliant. Bring it all the way back. Stand tall. That was really well done. Okay, I'll get you to sit on the reformer and straddle your machine, one leg on either side, facing the foot bar. Other way, sorry. Yep, face the foot bar. Great. So this is the moment where you wear your dowel like a seatbelt. So I'll take it out in front of you here and grab the other straps. You're gonna place both straps on, and this will come across your hips like a seatbelt. Bring it nice and forward. Now for those, and yep, bring it nice and close to your hip. So one strap on either side, hands to the outside of the straps. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna bring your spring up a little bit. For those of you at home, you could make this as heavy as you want, quite frankly, as long as you're not moving your body forward and back. So I personally started on like a spring and a half, one red, one blue, and then moved my way up to all springs. I'm not saying that that's your choice today, but this is a range of motion that you could go quite heavy if you wanted. Sit tall, shoulders over hips, pull your ribs back a bit, and then lift that bar up to chest height. Perfect, that's your start position. Inhale to prepare, grow tall, and as you exhale, just push the bar forward, keeping your body from swaying significantly. Inhale to come back in. Good, and again, exhale, push forward, tighten your waist, stay tall. Inhale back in. Nice, let's go for 4. Well done. And 3. Perfect. 2. 1 more. And back in. Release one side of your seatbelt. Sound effect optional. And come on out. Okay, we're going to do the other side. So come over to the other side of your reformer. And you'll place the dowel vertical inside of your loop. Now, if you've got a double loop like this, the short loop is a little bit harder. The longer loop sometimes can feel a little easier. So you want to go back to your original spring, half spring type situation, because we will be adding that balance element. Elbows wide, good. And then when you're ready, rotate towards the foot bar, keeping hips still, and then back. Exhale, rotate, shoulders are away, relax from the ears. Feeling that gentle engagement through your midsection to create the twist coming from your obliques. Brilliant. Exhale, pull. And you got 2 more. You're like, sure I do. Good, 1 more just like that. And back. Turn that bar the other way so it's level with the ground now. Walk back a significant amount till your arms are straight, still pointing towards your back riser. Come into a squat position, camping squat style, so you hips distance with feet and then send your bum back. You really want to get your weight into your heels and then pull the bar into your chest and then back forward. Now this is another one that theoretically, if we weren't flowing from this into a balancing exercise, you could change your spring and add quite a bit if you wanted to get a really big pulling action. I'm not suggesting we do that today though. You've got 3 because we got balance coming up. And 2. Good, 1 more. When your arms go straight, stand up, hinge from your hip, and slide your right leg back behind you. Toe stays down. Good. Step 1, get your balance, square your right hip a little bit more to the floor, hug your waist up, and then just pull the bar towards your left thigh. Yes. And then back forward. And pull towards left thigh. Great. So same thing as before, you can leave your foot on the ground. If your balance isn't your friend yet, you're kind of working really hard here to balance, maybe you stick with that. Maybe you add that little leg lift. Yes, Heather, so good. Hug your waist. Maybe you add that little lift. Boom. Brilliant. You got 3. And exhale, 2. Good. With or without the leg lift, you're getting tired. Just know you don't have to do it. Last one. And back. Wonderful. One more time for the seatbelt action. Go ahead and have a seat, straddling the reformer. I'll pass this to you. And you can have your legs wide on either side. But of course, if that didn't work, cross leg is a great option. And add that other strap. So go as heavy as you want on this. This is essentially a push-up. I mean, let's be real. Push back, push back. So if push-ups are a goal for you, load up those springs. If you're just working on form, stay a little lighter. Lift up, chest height, shoulders back. Hug in and get as tall as you can before you push out, and your body might want to sway and just work to stabilize it so that the push of the bar isn't creating body movement for you. Yes. If you want more spring, you let me know. I'm happy to add it in that second round. She knows there's more recording coming. Good. Keep going. You had 6, 5, and 4. Brilliant. 3, stay tall, lift your chin a bit. 2, best push-ups of your life. 1 more. And back, remove your seatbelt. And I will take that dowel for you. Great, okay. So this is the time in class where you're going to need your box. So you can come on off your reformer and grab your box. So So first we'll do short box, widthwise across the carriage. If you had a more classical machine, going over top of the shoulder rest between the peg and the shoulder rest might be better fit for your body. So just know it could be in front or over. On this machine, it works best in front. Foot bar flat. And if you're on a machine that has a stopper and you've got longer legs, you might need to move that stopper out to have space. Add at least 2 red springs. Have a seat. So the reason you want at least 2 red springs is so that the carriage doesn't move on you. We want it to stay still. So you could add all the springs if you were concerned. Hook your feet. Great, 1 and 2. Just gonna tighten the strap a little bit for you. Nice. Scoot your bum back and then flex your feet and see how you feel about hovering your feet off of the wooden frame. Yeah. Yep, scooch back, and then just make sure your feet are nice and hooked. Great. Now, if that feels too precarious, this is the position, your choice. You can leave your feet like this and then just really make sure you've got that nice big flex, or you could put your feet onto the frame and have that extra support. So your call, okay? Option 1, arms crossed, so you can be a vampire rising from a coffin, or you can be a zombie, your call. Zombie's harder, straight up. So you choose the position and then elongate your back, and then lean back with a flat back. I suggest starting small, like 2 inches, 3 inches at most, hinging from the hip and then come back up and just keep it really compact for the first couple. Yes, lean back, tighten your waist. You have no vertebrae, just a hip crease. You're just hinging. Brilliant. So I don't care if you inhale or exhale back, but just don't hold your breath. Yep. Ooh, yes, zombie it up. Good, you're already making that range bigger. I love it. Keep going. So you want to find the spot that you get a significant challenge, but before you break into a back bend or a flex, right? Good. Stay tall, tall, tall. Good. Hug your waist in. We're going for 3 more. 3. So good. 2. 1 more. And 1. Nice. Stay in that position. Now lean back a fraction of an inch. Now can you do a round back position? Scoop your belly and roll back. Good. And go as far as you can, and then roll back up and reach your arms to the ceiling without popping your ribs forward. Reach up, 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 and keep that rib and hip relationship. Lower your arms back down, zombie moment. Good. Lean back an inch or 2, hollow it out, belly in. Good. Looking down, beautiful. And then back up, reach your arms to the ceiling. So you could be going really deep back or really small. You choose, okay? 3. What's most important is that you're controlling the range of motion. Yep. And back. 2. Hollowing it out. And then reaching to the ceiling. And lowering the arms first because it gets harder if you leave them up there when you roll back. 2. And reach. 1 more. And reach. Get your arms as high as you can on this last one. Reach, 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 and drop your arms. Fabulous. Well done. Okay, so it's decision time for Heather and for you. The choice is 1 more flat back or 1 more round back, but you're going to go about 75% of what you think you can do. And just hold that and then do little arm lifts. Okay, so you could literally move a centimeter. As long as you're feeling your abs, I'm happy. Okay, so arms out. Flat, are you going flat or are you going scoop? Scoop, I love it. Okay, scoop it in, roll back. Those of you at home, pick flat or scoop. Now hold that position. Now just little arm lifts. Yeah, keep breathing. Now, if that was too easy, you could bring it higher, but ask yourself, do I really need that? If your belly's popping up, you don't. Maybe you go both arms overhead and then back. It's totally your call, but you want to feel sufficient challenge? Yes, Heather, you are a rock star. Keep going for 4. Keep pulling in. 3. Woo, 2. Little tremor transformation happening. And 1. Come back up, reach your arms up. And done. That was brilliant. Step off to the side. And let's go to long box. All right, so for this version of spinal extension today, let's make it really supportive. So take off all springs. Move your stopper, if you've got one, into position 2 or 3, just so it's not all the way in close to the foot bar. And let's go with a light spring setting. So 1 heavy spring should be sufficient, or a white, blue, like 3/4 spring. And foot bar up. Okay, so I'll show you what this looks like, and then you can hop on. So coming to lie on your stomach, you want your face to hover right above your foot bar essentially. Your shoulders are over the box. Your back may want to arch a little bit, right? So pull your belly up, hands on, and just start with a little press and return. Now you're in an advantageous spot here. You can change your springs if you wanted less or more. If it goes well, you keep your arms straight, you pull your belly in, you lift your chest. Could be an inch, could be really high. Bring it back down and then come back in. Your carriage awaits. So lie on your stomach. Yep. And then face kind of just hovers above the bar. Point your toes. And then hands on the bar. Yep. And just a little wider than shoulder distance is fine. Good. Okay, push your pubic bone down more than the front of your hips and pull your belly button up towards my hand. Yes, brilliant. So good. See how she filled up her back there? That's so great. And keep that activity all the way out to the tips of your toes. Now that is literally perfect. Press out with your arms and see how that weight feels. I just chose one for you, so you tell me. And then bend your elbows and come back in. Is that all right? Try that. Push it out. Better? Nice, good. So you want to feel like there's a bit of resistance there, but you can get really fluid with the movement. You're focusing on maintaining core connection so that your back stays in this beautiful static shape. Nice. Let's go for 2 more presses. Beautiful. On the next press, hold your elbows straight. Good. And now lift your chest. Could be an inch. Look forward in front of you over the foot bar. Bring the carriage in by lifting your chest. Yes. Could be a little or a lot. Your call. Press back out. Good. And then bend your elbows. Glide back in. 2 more if you're keen. Press it out. And then lift your chest. Could be a little or a lot. The carriage slides in. Good. Press back out. Bend your elbows. Now, how you know, keep going. 1 more time. How you know you're going too far is if it starts to feel pinchy in the low back, right? So you decide how far feels right for you. And elbows stay straight. Lift your chest. Could be a little or a lot. Breathing. Good. Nice lift on that one. Well done. All the way back. You want one additional challenge? Stack your hands, one on top of the other, forehead resting. Now start to swim with your legs. Little kicks like you're swimming, Pilates mat style. Yes. Still pull up through your belly button. And your shoulders are relaxed away from ears. Now for those of you at home, this is a lot of work, just rocking like this. If you wanted to, Heather, you're included here, you could potentially reach your arms forward if you wanted. You don't have to. And then maybe you lift them up and add the arms into that full swim for 6. Woo, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Come back in and slide off your box. Well done. All right, come off to one side, and we'll just get rid of the box now. So for this next one, up to 1 heavy spring should be sufficient. And you will need your straps. So if you chucked them out of the way, just go ahead and grab them. All right, so Heather, I'll get you to have a seat facing this way. So your feet should be on the headrest, knees bent. And you want a little bit of space, and just feet here for now, knees bent. Yep. And you want a little bit of space behind your bum, so that way you can lean back and feel confident you're not going overboard. Hold on to your loops, and take your loops into your hands and interlace them together. Yeah, arms are out, sitting tall to start. Great. Now scoop your belly and lean back, and as you do, pull the right elbow back and look over your shoulder. Good, come back forward, sit tall. And other side, pull left elbow back, scoop your belly, there you go, yes, and then back. Now the more you lean back, the more challenging it gets on abs, right? So you choose, pull it back, leading with that elbow, and then right back forward. Good, nice breathing, do it again. And back, brilliant, and back. Looking good, couple more. I just personally think this one feels so graceful. Also, though, it does remind me of row, row, row your boat. Yeah? Good. 1 more each side. So beautiful. Pull back, scooping in. How far can you go and feel good about it? And then the other side. Great. Sitting up tall, arms forward. Turn your palms to face the floor. Separate to shoulder distance. And then you can lean back significantly if you wanted to, but stay there for now and pull back. Elbows pull back, squeeze between shoulder blades, and then right back forward. If that felt like a lot, drop your elbows a little bit lower than shoulders. Yes, and let's go for a few more. 3, squeeze the muscle between shoulder blades, hug your waist in. 2, brilliant. 1 more. Yes, and release, love that. All right, 1 leg on either side. Now you don't have to up the springs. I am just going to add a couple extra springs just so you don't hear them rattling, but if your springs wiggle at home, it's not a big deal. Arms out to the side. Great. Flex your feet, toes to ceiling. Get as tall as you can, and then rotate towards the right slowly. Once you're there, turn your back palm up and start to reach the pinky side of your left hand towards pinky of toe. And now reach forward and then lean back up into your hand. Do that again 1 more time. 2, yeah. 1 more. Pull your belly button back as you reach forward. Come through center, squeeze between shoulder blades. Gently get nice and tall. Twist to the left. Back hand goes up. Good. Reach forward, and it's a sawing motion up and back. And reach forward 2. Good. Reach forward, back through center, gentle squeeze between shoulder blades, get tall. And again, twist. Yes, backhand turns up. Yep, and then you're gonna reach higher on that angle and then back forward. There is that true sawing action for 3. Once you get that final one, come back through center, squeeze between shoulder blades and twist. Equal weight on both sits bones. Yes, and then up. As you reach forward, belly button pulls back, 2-way stretch. Once you've done your 3, we got 1 more each side. You're doing so well. Good, back through center, twist, good, yes, and reaching up and then forward, true sawing action, brilliant, back through center, finishing strong, nicely done, Heather, twisting towards the opposite way, saw forward to pinky side of foot for 3 pulses, you got it, and back through center, drop your arms, good, turn to face the camera side of the room, and let's get into mermaid position. So you could go cross legs or legs dangling, but let's go left leg against shoulder rest, right leg parallel long edge. So if that box or Z sit doesn't work, pick an alternate leg position. Right hand on the foot bar, and probably a blue spring or a lighter even. You want this to be light. We're in cool down mode now. Hand out to the side, press out with your right arm, and do a nice big side bend. Reach your arm up and over. Good, and then all the way back right away into your reverse. You can hold the shoulder rest or cross it over. Good, and then repeat, mermaid. How's that spring feel? Good. And the other way. Nice. So one of the things that happens in mermaid quite frequently is we forget that our head should follow our spine. I'm not saying that's happening for you, but think about your head, your nose staying in line with the center of your chest, creating that nice long movement. Arcing up and over. And last one. Finish each direction. You got your mermaid and reverse. Perfect. Straddle your machine, 1 on either side. If straddling didn't work for you, cross leg would be fine, or maybe even seated on a box. Hands onto the foot bar wide. Good. And now think of an extension here. So send your bum backwards as you lift your chest, push it out slightly. And then when you bring the carriage in, you round and look down, pull your belly button up. It's like a little cat-cow. You can scoot your bum forward a bit more, actually. You might find you get more success, more carriage slide. Good. And then, so on the way back, look forward to me. Yeah, and then send your bum and your chest away from one another. Yes, and then when you bring the carriage in, elbows stay straight. Tuck your tail to pull the carriage in. Keep your elbows straight, push your bum back behind you again. Push straight out and extend the spine. Yeah, beautiful. And then tuck your tail like you're getting rid of your bottom. Boom. Wonderful, a little seated cat-cow action. And final one. Good, elongate, turn for mermaid the opposite way. So now your right shin should be against shoulder rest and your left shin long edge. Once you're there, left hand onto the foot bar, get tall, and then press out, reach over, remembering that your head is an extension of your spine and you're creating that nice long arc as you go. And then you can grab a hold, set it on headrest or cross, whatever you did on the other side. For those of you at home, you've got it perfect. Keep going. Good, flowing with your breath. Good, last couple. And final one each direction. Taking it into your mermaid, nice big press, and then your final reverse before you straddle the machine one more time. So whatever version you did last time, if straddling didn't work, cross leg or sitting on a box, please do that again. Turn to face, hands are wide. The key to getting this one right is that once you press your arms straight, your elbows don't change position. The movement comes from your spine. So a little wider with your hands, so outer shoulder distance. Push out with your arms a bit and send your bum backwards. You really want to create that arc. You're lifting your chest away from your tailbone. And arms stay still. Tuck your bum and pull your abs in, looking down towards your belly button. Yes, and then repeat that process. Inhale, lift your chest, nice long arc. And then exhale, tuck your tail, pull your abs in, round. Yeah, good. And let's go for a couple more. Last one. Great. All right. We'll finish with some legs in the straps, really quick stretch. So taking it to red, blue, spring and a half, somewhere around there should be sufficient, but again, tailor it to what works for you. Go ahead and lie on your back. We'll do both feet into the straps, the long loops. All right, I'll pass you your straps. Go ahead and place one foot in at a time. Yeah. Once you have your feet in, rest your hands by your side. Find that width across your collarbone again. Find the pelvic position that feels supported. You're not pressed all the way, nor are you arched. And then just press your legs out in a parallel position, and then lower them down as low as feels good in your body without changing your back. Lift back up and bend in. Just starting with that bend in, bend, bend, bend. Yeah, there we go. So push out straight, lowering down a little. It's like a little segmented movement, then lift and bend. So I'm going to get you to pause. One of the things that I didn't figure out very quickly early on in my reformer practice was that if you have your ankles the same height as your knees, like you might do in mat work, the ropes rub. So angle your ankles up a bit. Yeah, that's way better. Now push out. That's why I'm saying to lower. So push out on that angle, then lower. Yes, then lift a little and bend back in, and you won't get that rope rub. See what I mean? Yeah, brilliant. And then push out. Out, lower down, lift up, and start that bending, keeping ankles higher than knees. Nailed it. And again, push out, bend down, or sorry, lower down, come up, bend in, and out, down, up, and in. Now the next time you go straight with your legs, keep them straight. Press out, lower down as low as feels good, and then straight up. So straight leg lift and lower, which is where you wanted to go in the first place. Lowering down as far as feels good in your body without creating any instability. So no teeter-tottering of the lumbar. Staying absolutely steady as you move your legs. Good, so on the way up, it almost feels like you have to push your tailbone away from you. And on the way down, you got to pull up on the abs. And essentially, you're just trying to keep your back still. Perfect. 4. 3. Beautiful. 2. And bring it up to the ceiling. And little circles. These could be itty bitty, separating a few inches and then circling down, or they could be really big as long as it's controlled. So make a range of motion that works for you. If you go into big circles at home, but you feel like you're doing a big shift or like a sweet dance move, not quite what we're after. So don't make the circles so big and compromise the low back position. The goal is stability. Yeah, you're nailing it. Well done. 4. 3. 2. And then switch direction of your circles. It's not really circles. It's almost like back-to-back capital D shape. Yeah, there we go. Keep going in a range that you can control. Perfect. 5. 4. 3. Nicely done. 2. 1 more. Fabulous. Bend your knees in towards your body. Remove one strap at a time. So always take one leg out, place that foot to the foot bar before you remove the other strap. No Cirque du Soleil moves going on. Fabulous. Final move of the day. Are you ready, Heather? Come on up. Okay, so one heavy spring is sufficient. You could go a little lighter, a little heavier. Try it on this and see how you feel. And just lunge position. So bottom foot is forward, sliding back. You can pitch your body forward if your back feels tight, or be a little more upright if it feels nice for extension. Great. And yep, you can have both hands on the foot bar. You could have one hand on the foot bar. So step your front foot a little further forward. Yeah, bend your front knee and press your back leg back. Now the goal of this is that you feel some stretch through your back, quad, and hip. Now if you've got some hypermobility, you probably just want to make sure that you're controlling that range and you're not sinking into it. It still feels really strong in the movement. Yeah, good. And go ahead and take a couple more. Good, one more. And if it felt good to hold it, you could hold it for a breath or two. If it didn't, you could immediately exit, and then we would have the other side to do after the last one. Great. You can switch sides, come on around. Take it all the way around to the other side, and then make sure you're in that true lunge position, so facing the foot bar, your knee is down, your opposite foot is forward. So when you look at your knees, your bottom foot on the floor is forward of the back knee. Yes, great. And now pull your waist in, press out, slide the back knee as you bend the front. Find a lunge position that works. Yeah, and repeat. So again, just remember your head is an extension of your body. So look forward and think of your ears staying in line with the rest of your spine as you go. Yeah. Good. And it doesn't matter how deep you go, as long as you're feeling some sensation and you're working, you're doing it right. Nice. Last few. And same as before, when you do get to the last one, you could absolutely hold it there if it felt really good, or you could just finish that last repetition and be done with it. Your call. Nice. And when that is done, you are done. Great job. All right, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining Heather and I hope you enjoyed your Pilates Reformer class today. And again, my name is Dana Carter.